This is how I learned HTML. It's pretty old now, but has a lot of content. I'm gonna cover the basics of understanding HTML in the next 10 minutes, because this is the part that really makes you understand the basics of HTML. So HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language and is the standard markup language for documents designed to be displayed in a web browser. HTML elements are the building blocks of every single web page you see online today, and it's also made up of text content, which is the visualization of what you see on a web page. HTML is also made up of markup, which is what that content looks like or how it's arranged. It's also made up of references to other documents like images and videos. You may have something that looks like this, and you may have some images, some text and videos on your page, or that the page you're looking for is containing all these elements. And at last, HTML can also contain links to other pages. In order to create a complete website, you should include HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. The purpose of any web browser like Chrome and Edge is to read HTML documents and to display them. The browser does not display the HTML tags, however, it uses them to determine how to display the content or the documents. In order to write HTML code, you will need a text editor. And text editor might be Notepad, Word, or even Sublime Text. The famous of them all are Visual Studio Code, which is the text editor that I'm going to use in this video. HTML are also represented by tags and has many uses including links, images, lists, inputs, and so on. For example, this is a heading tag with h1, with a starting tag and an ending tag. You can also create a paragraph using the starting tag and closing tag. For example, this is a paragraph. Now that most tags in HTML need opening and closing tags, so up here we got the opening tag h1 and down here we have the closing tags h1, which is nearly the same, only difference is the slash. I'm going to save this file as an index.html file. It is important to remember that any HTML file always has to be saved as .html, or else it will not be recognized as an HTML file. You can now go and find this file and open it in any web browser you want. And obviously, there's nothing to see yet. All HTML documents must start with document type declaration, doctype HTML. The HTML document itself begins with HTML tag and ends with an closing HTML tag. The visible part of the HTML document is between the body tag and the closing body tag. The HTML document we're going to create will contain the HTML tag, the meta tag, the title tag, the body tag, and the closing HTML tag. All these HTML elements are the basic building blocks of any HTML file or website. This is how a simple HTML document looks like. As you can see on the screen right now, this is how an HTML document are structured. Only the content inside the body tag or the white area are displayed in a web browser. As said earlier, the doctype HTML declaration defines the document to be an HTML file and helps the browser to display web pages correctly. It must only appear once at the top of the page before any HTML tags. The doctype declaration is not case sensitive, meaning uppercase and lowercase letters are not being treated the same. This is how you declare a doctype tag. The HTML tag is the root element of any HTML page. The head element is where information of the web page is going to be stored, like a title tag and language tag. The lang attribute defines the language of the document. The meta tag element contains meta information about the document. The charset attribute defines the character set used in the document. The title element specifies a title for the document. The body element contains the visible page content. This is where the actual content which is displayed to the web page is going to be stored. The h1 to h6 elements are the heading tags that HTML offers. The higher number you go, the smaller font size and the title will be. H1 and H2 are the most used as the main type of headings. The only difference between those H numbers are font size and boldness, and it will also play an important role when it comes to SEO and title definition. So let's just save this file and go and open up and check how it looks so far. And as you can see, our webpage now contains 6 different headings and also 1 paragraph, which resembles all the tags that we have previously written inside of our HTML file. I'm going to go through all of the declarations that you can write inside of HTML. So let's start with headings. HTML headings are defined with H1 to H6 tags. H1 defines the most important heading, while the H6 tag defines the least important heading. This is how you can write an H1 heading tag. And if we open our webpage, you can clearly see there's a significant difference in all of the headings. HTML paragraphs are defined with P tags. This is a paragraph, opening with an P tag and closing with an P tag. This is how a paragraph tag looks in a web browser. HTML links are defined with an A tag. The link's destination is specified in the href attribute. This is how an A tag looks in a web browser. You can click the link and it will direct you to another website based on the href. HTML images are defined with the image tag. The source file, alternative, width and height are also provided as attributes to the image tag. And as you can see, this is our image in the web browser. HTML buttons are defined with the button tag. This is our button on the web browser. HTML lists are defined with UL tag, or also known as unordered bullet list, followed by an LI tag, which stands for list items, or OL tag, which are ordered or unnumbered list, followed by an LI tag, which stands for list items. And as you can see, this is our list of items. An HTML table is defined with an table tag. Table rows are defined with TR tags. Table headers are defined with TH tags. They are bold and centered by default. Table cells, the data, are defined with TD tags. And as you can see on the web browser, this is how our table looks. HTML is often used for web development and programming, and it is the core of any complex web applications out there. Every HTML element can have attributes. For web development and programming, the most important attributes are ID and class. These attributes are often used to address program-based web page manipulations. And as you can see on the list on the screen right now, here are all the attributes and an example of how you can use the attributes. It's also important to mention that HTML alone does not create a complete website. You'll need to combine both HTML, CSS and JavaScript together in order to create a complete functional website. So have this in mind. So this is the end of the video. Everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, comment and subscribe to my channel, and also turn on the notification bell as well. And I'll make sure to do an episode on CSS and JavaScript as well. To get enough likes, I'll try to do on other languages such as Python, Vue, and React. So yeah, thank you so much for watching and see you later. Bye.